Hi, my name is Kayan, and today we're going to be working through Unit 4, Lesson 13, the Decision Maker app, Part 2. So we're going to be creating our own app, designing it ourselves, and coding it ourselves. In the planning guide, it does talk about creating an app that deals with adopting a cat. So that's exactly what we're going to do today, but you're not limited to that. You can create any app that you want. A few of the requirements are that you need to have at least one string and one number as an input, 3 different outputs. You need to use the update screen function. First, we have to design the app, which is essentially figuring out what the app should look like to the user. So I'm going to add in a title, which is just this label. Let's drag it over here. I'm going to give it an ID of title. The text is going to be, can I adopt a cat? Let's increase the font size. Let's actually do font size 26, make it a little bit bigger, and use impact. Let's drag this down. Great. Now I'm going to add an image over to the left because I want when users come in, they see that they're trying to adopt a cat. I'm going to add an image over here. I already downloaded an image of the cat. So let's just change the ID to cat image, and I'm going to choose an image. Let's do the cat animal, choose, and we're going to make this a little bit smaller. Okay, so now I have an image. The next thing that I want is for users to enter their name. So I'm just going to grab a text input, put it here. Let's make it a little bit bigger. And this is going to be name input. And for the placeholder, I'll just do enter your name. I think that size is fine. We'll stick with it. And then I want to ask users how much money they have. So I'll just add in another label. Let's do money question. It's probably a good idea. Let's see, how much money do you have? And I'll make that a little bit smaller so I can make space for a couple of things that I want to do here. I'm going to have them change the dollar amount or change the money by clicking up on a button or clicking down on a button. So I want to have 2 buttons. Let's just put one here for now. And I want to use an image. But first, let me give it an ID. This is going to be money up. I don't need a text, but I do need an image. And I already have this image and this image already downloaded. So this is going to be my money up and this is going to be my money down. So I'll pick this one for money up. And let's make it green, a green background color. I think I need to make this a little bit smaller. Alright, so that's my money up button. I'm going to duplicate this. I'll put it beside it, and I'm going to change this background color to red. And pick an image. That's going to be my money down, but it has a white background, so probably what I'll do, I'll just take out the background and just leave it as white because I want it to look good for our users, you know. All right, so I'll add a label for the $sign. I'll do currency as the ID. That's just going to be a $sign. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Oh, actually, let's make the text a little bit bigger. There. All right, that looks good. And then I want to have the actual input. So I want them to put something or have something to enter on the screen. Let's do a text area. Let's make it very small and put it over here. So this is where the value of the money is going to change. So if they have 15 or 40 or 80, whatever the case is, we're going to have it change here. Next, I want to ask them their age. So I'm going to duplicate this label, let's drag it down. Oh, I did not add a ID. I definitely need an ID here. Let's call it money input. And then here, I'm going to change this to how old are you? How old are you? And this will be the age question label. Let's drag it out some more, make it a little bit smaller, drag it down. And here, I'm actually going to put in a drop down. All right, let's make this a little bit smaller. Let's drag this over to the left. And then I need to put in some options. So I just use Excel and just grab the list of numbers from 1 to 100. So you can either type them out or you can use Excel. Okay, so the other piece is I want the decision or the answers to be in some sort of text area at the bottom. So I'll add in my text area here. Make sure it's big enough, and I'll name this decision. But the ID is just fine. I'll make sure the ID of this is okay. This needs to be age input. For the drop down, we need that age input ID. This is the age question. This is our money input. This is our currency. Ooh, missed something. This should be money down button. This is our money up button. This is our money question. This is our name input, cat image, and title. Great. So every time someone interacts with my app, this is what they're going to see. Let's move on to our variables. Okay, so now we have to switch over to code mode. We're done with the design, switch over to code. We're going to add in our variables, and our variables have to match our inputs. Add a comment, and this is going to be variables. And then down here, I'm going to add in my variables. So I'm adding in 3 variables because I have 3 inputs. 1 is the name, 2 is the money, and 3 is the age. Okay, so let's run this, finish, and let's move on to the next step. So in the next step, we have to create the function. So I'm going to add in a function. I'm also going to add in a comment. This is going to be the update screen function. And we are going to add in some if statements. But let me move over to show text so that I can make this a little bit easier to work with. So we're going to have a couple of conditions here that we're looking to satisfy. So if the age is less than 10, then tell the user they are not old enough to adopt a cat. If money is less than 40, then tell the user they don't have enough money. Now, a couple other things I want to take care of here. If the age is greater than 10 and less than 16, let's do greater than or equal. Greater than or equal to 10 or less than or equal to 16. And they have enough money, meaning money is greater than or equal to 40. Then tell the user they can adopt kittens. So I'm differentiating between kittens and cats now. So if they're young, I want them to adopt kittens. If they're old enough, I want them to adopt cats. So if age is greater than 16, meaning they're 17 and up, and they have enough money, money is greater than or equal to 40, then tell the user they can adopt cats. Okay, now I need to solve for one more case. Otherwise, ask user for their age and how much money they have. Okay, so all of this is assuming that they told us their age and their money. If they didn't, I need to figure out what that is. I need to update this to be update screen. That's the name of my function, and these are the things that we want it to do. I want to go ahead and test my on event handlers for my inputs first, and then I'll create the function after that. So let's move on to the next step. So let's add in my name event handler. I'll add in my money event handler, and I'll add in my age event handler. So let's move over to the blocks and fill in the blanks. All right, so I'm going to the UI controls, drag over my on event. So I'm going to start with name. So for the name input, if someone inputs something in their name, right, then I want to do something. So I'm going to grab my name variable. That's going to be name, and I want to make it equal to whatever the user put in. So I'll get the text of the name input. So whatever the user puts in, store it in the name variable, and then I'm going to set the text of my decision, which is down here. This is my decision down here. I'm going to change the text to be something. So whenever someone types in their name, I want their name to be displayed down here. So what I'm going to do is, so I want it to say hi space, and I'll put in their name, and I'll just finish off with an exclamation mark. So in the decision area down here, I want to have hi whoever you are with an exclamation mark. So we're going to run this. I'll type in my name, and it says hi KN. So let me reset this and move on to the next one. So that's our name handler, event handler. It's doing what we want it to do. Let's go move on to the money handler. So add an on event. I'll change this to be money input. I'll change this to be money up. So whenever someone clicks on the up button, I want something to happen. I'll get my variable, and this is going to be my money variable, which I created up here, and I want to get the text or get the number of the money input. The money input, and then just like up here, I'm going to set the text, but I'm not setting the text of the decision. I want to set the text of the money input. So I'll change this to money input, and the text is going to be money. Oh, sorry, I need to set the number. I need to set the number of the money input. Let's go to show text. Let me modify this. I'll do set number of the money input, and I want that to be money. So let's quickly test this out. I'll hit the up button. Okay, so it's returning any n, which means I need to give that money input some sort of value. So let me go back to show blocks. Let's reset this. I'm going to put in a set number up here. I'm going to set the number of the money input to be 15. That's just going to be my default value. Move over to show text, and let's put a comment: default value of money equals 15. So what I'm saying here is I'm expecting someone to come into the store with some amount of money. We're going to just say it's $15. So let's show the blocks. Let's run this. So the money is now going to show up as 15. And I click the up button. I need it to do something. So now at least we're not getting any n, but I need to modify the money. I'm just getting the number, I'm not changing it. So I need to modify this such that it's going to change the input. All right, so I'm going to do +5. So I let it increment by 5. So 15 is going to be the default. Whenever they click on the plus icon, or when they click on the up icon, it'll change to 20. When they click again, it's going to be 25. Again, 30. So let me go back to show blocks. Let's run. All right, 20, 25, 30, 35, perfect. So that's working as expected. Let's reset this, and we're gonna do the same thing for the money down. So I'll just copy and paste. This is gonna be my money up event handler. This is gonna be my money down event handler. So when someone clicks on money down, I want it to go down by 5. So let us go back to show blocks. Let's run. If you click on money down, 10, 5, and it keeps going down. Perfect. So it's doing exactly what we want it to do. So now let's move on to our age event handler. So I'll drag over my on event. This is going to be the age input. So whenever someone selects their age, I want to just grab whatever the user selected. Head on over to my variables, change this to age, and age is a number, so I'm going to do get number, the age input. So UI controls, let's get the number, age input, and I am going to set the number. You actually don't need the set number, but just to make sure we're following the convention here. Let's reset this and let's run. Let me enter my name. Hi, Kayan. I'm coming in with $40 because I really want to adopt a cat, and let's say I am 17. All right, so now when I pick an age or a number, I want down here to be modified. So now we have to add in our if statements. So let's go to control, and I'm going to add in an if statement here. All right, so if age is less than 10, then what I want to do is change my decision. Down here is my decision, right? So if I reset this, down here my ID is decision. So I want to modify the decision. So just like up here, we change the decision by adding in the hi, name, and exclamation mark. It's the same thing that we're going to do down there. So I'll say set text. I'll change this to decision. Sorry, you aren't old enough. Wait until you are 10. But I also want to still add in their name. So I'm going to put name here and just the plus sign. Let's put in a space as well. Let's make it easy to read. Okay, so that takes care of age is less than 10. Now we have to solve for the other cases. So I'll do another control. I'll add another if statement here. So if money is less than 40, then I want to also do a set text. Let's go to show text so I can copy and paste easily. So this is going to be an else if. So I'll change the decision, and I want to say, sorry, you don't have enough money. Try again with at least $40. So let's do else if age is less than or equal to 10 and if age is greater than or equal to 10 and age is less than or equal to 16 and money is greater than or equal to 40, then I'll do another set text to tell them that they can adopt kittens. Or you can adopt a kitten. And then we'll add another else if. So if age is greater than 16 and money is greater than or equal to 40, then I'll put in you can adopt a cat. And then else, I'm gonna do a set text for a decision to be select your age and or the amount of money you have. All right, so the update screen function is set. So there's a yellow icon here where it says it's defined, but it's not called, which means I'm not using it anywhere. I just created it, but I'm not actually using it. So I need to update my event handlers to use the update screen. So let's put it in all of them. Put it here, at the end here, in the money down, and in the age. So let's run this. I'll enter my name. I still wanted to say hi, KN. So name is officially gonna be and for here we'll just put name. So instead of modifying the text here in the set text, I'm modifying the variable itself. So every time I call that variable, it's gonna have that hi, whatever your name is. The red arrow does tell you that there's some sort of error, so you need to double check it. I think I'm missing that plus sign. So I think that should work. Let's run this again. KN, there we go. So now it's saying select your age and or the amount of money that you have. So the default is 15. Let's say I have 30. It's saying you don't have enough, try again with 40. So I have 40. So now it's saying select the age and or money you have. So I already put in my money, so obviously it's asking for my age. So let's say I put my age to be 3. I need to wait until I'm 10. Say I put my age to be 10. Aha, so now we've caught something. Instead of a click, I think I need to put this as an input. And everything should work a little bit better now. I'm also going to put in some full stops. Let's make it a little bit more readable. So let's see if this helps. So I add in my name, saying to select my age or the money. So let's say I have $40. Then I still need to select my age because I already selected the money. Let's say I put 9. I need to wait until I'm 10. That works a lot better now with the input. So let's say I'm 10, I can adopt a kitten. And let's say I'm 21, I can adopt a cat. So great, that works. Let's say instead of 5, I have this go up by 10. Add in my name here. The user has $80 and they are off age. Let's say they are off age. They can adopt a kitten. They can adopt a cat. So they have twice as much money, but they are still only able to adopt 1. I want to change it so that they can adopt 2 if they have $80, 3 if they have $120, and so on. And I had an error here. This needs to be 10. So let's reset this and go down here. So I'm going to modify this, whereas instead of a cat, it's going to change based on the based on the amount of money that they have. So I just put my plus here and my plus here because I'm going to do some math. So instead of a cat or a kitten, they can adopt maybe 2, maybe 3, depending on the amount of money that they have. So first I'm going to take that money variable and divide it by 40. So I'll do money divided by 40. So if I have 40 divided by 40 should be 1. If I have 80 divided by 40 should be 2. So I'll just change this also to be kitten or kittens, cat or cats. And let's see if this works. So let's run this. I'll enter my name. I'll put in, and let's say I'm 13. I see my error. Did not add in my quotation marks. I need to add that in. Let's reset. Let's set the default value to be 10 instead of 15. And let's run this. Okay, and let's say I have $40. I need to select my age. Let's say I select 10. I can adopt 1 kitten. We're gonna play around with the spacing there. and I can adopt 1 cat. But let's say I bump this up to 80, I can adopt 2, but you see where we get to 70, it says 1.75 cats. You can't adopt 1.75 cats, so we're going to change that. First of all, we need to add some spaces here. So let's add in the spaces first, see if this works. Let's select an age. Okay, so now the spaces look better, but I don't want it to say 1.75 and 2.25. So we're going to change this to use math.floor. Now math.floor is a function that's going to round down to the nearest whole number. So instead of 2.75, math.floor is going to change it to 2. Instead of 3.25, math.floor is going to change it to 3. So we can use math.floor, insert the money, math.floor, and change the money. When I reset this and let's run it, I'll put in my name. I'm going to select the amount of money that I have. Let's say 30, and let's say I'm age 10. So if I'm age 10, I need more money. Let's say at 40, I can do 1 kitten, and let's say I have 80, it's 2, and let's say I have 120, it's 3, 4. So the other thing we need to do is modify the spacing of this. I want the whole number to show. So let's head on over to the design real quick. We're just going to move these over just a little bit so I can make this a little bit bigger. There. So go back to the code, and that is it for our functions. We are done. Just to recap everything that we've done so far, we have designed our application and made sure that they have the appropriate IDs, right? ID, age input, money input, name input, cat image, title, and so on. They have to have the appropriate IDs. And we want to design it in a way that the user is able to interact with it in an easy way. So we want to think of it from the customer perspective. Then we created our variables for each input. We gave our money input a default value because we're having users change the input by just clicking up or down. We could also use 0, right? We could assume that they're coming in with no money. So that's something that we could do, but you could put any value here. The user will just click up or down based on what they have. Then we created our event handlers, one for name, one for money up, one for money down, and the age. Name is input, age is input, and then money up or down, they're going to change based on clicks. The way that we did it is we grabbed the variable name, we made sure to save the name that the user put into the variable name, then we changed the decision portion of the screen, and then we updated the screen. For the money up and down, we just changed the money input, so it's going to be this area that gets changed, and for the age, we changed the age input. And then the update screen is where all the fun happens, adding in our if statements. So we're checking for several different conditions here. Go to show text. If the age is less than 10, tell them they're not old enough. If the money is less than 40, tell them they don't have enough money. If they're between 10 and 16 and they have enough money, they can adopt kittens. If they're older than 16 and they have enough money, they can adopt cats. If they didn't put in any money, or if they didn't tell us their age, then we ask them to tell us their age. And then the last thing that we did is make sure that we can tell them how many kittens or cats they can adopt based on the amount of money that they have. So if they have $40, it's just 1. If they have $80, it's 2. $120 is 3, and so on and so forth. So that is it for this lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.